Farmington Hills. Welcome to our December 9th, 2024 City Council meeting. For those of you who had hoped to stream us live, we had a little technical difficulty tonight, so we are recording this evening's session, and you'll be able to view it on our YouTube channel tomorrow. So let us begin this regular session, and we always begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. And this evening, we are joined by Boy Scout Alex Dorr, who is going to lead us.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Alex. Alex is here for a big evening in our city tonight. Roll call, please.
Councilmembers Aldred.
Here.
Olwick. Here. Bridges.
Here.
Bruce.
Here.
Dwyer.
Here.
Jones. Here. Mayor Rich.
Here. Okay, item 1, approval of regular session meeting agenda. Is there a motion? Yes.
Move the council approve the agenda as published.
Thank you. Motion, is there a second?
Support.
Okay, we have support and motion and support. This is a regular vote. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 2, proclamation recognizing Sisters Soaring Together. It will be read by our Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. This proclamation is for Sisters Soaring Together, celebrating chartering with Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, December 15, 2024. Whereas Sisters Soaring Together, an official interest group of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, has demonstrated exceptional community service, sisterhood, and social impact, aligning with the sorority's historic legacy of advancing scholarship, leadership, and social justice. Whereas the women of Sisters Soaring Together have worked diligently to establish a chapter that will continue the Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated legacy of service to all mankind, addressing community needs and uplifting individuals and families. Whereas this profound achievement brings the mission and vision of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated to Farmington Hills community, and creating new opportunities for educational excellence, civic engagement, and the promotion of unity and empowerment, ensuring a legacy of service, academic support, philanthropic endeavors to inspire future generations of leaders. And whereas Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated has a rich history of addressing societal issues and empowering women to be agents of change, a tradition that Sisters Soaring Together chapter will probably uphold and carry forward. Now, therefore be it resolved that Teresa Ridge, Mayor of the City of Farmington Hills, on behalf of the City Council, do hereby honor and warmly congratulate Sisters Soaring Together on this significant milestone and historic occasion of their chapters chartering on December 15, 2024. In recognition of their dedication to the ideals of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, we celebrate this remarkable achievement as they continue to soar in sisterhood and service, positively impacting the Farmington Hills community and beyond. Today, in our audience today are members of the Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority, and I'd like for Ms. Rochelle Prestige to come up for a second here. See the proclamation. You can pray.
Good evening, everyone. I am Rochelle Prestige, and I am currently the president of what's known as an interest group, soon to become a chapter this Sunday, December 15th. And I just want to say thank you for your recognition. Thank you for allowing us to be here, and most importantly, thank you for allowing us to serve. Over the past year, we've done a lot in your community, and it has been a great pleasure of ours. And I want you to know that it's not going to stop once we become an official chapter. It's going to just continue to grow, and we'll continue to partner with your school system and your communities, just to make sure that Farmington Hills stays the great place that it is right now. So again, thank you all for this. This really means a lot to us, and there's more to come. So we'll be seeing you soon and continuing our work.
Thank you for your service. You've just done tremendous things in the community this past year, and we congratulate you on your Farmington charter.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And also, welcome to Farmington Hills.
Did we get a phone line opportunity?
Love to.
Online.
Love nothing more. Let's do it. Go shop. So they,
So wait, this is.
Can someone take a picture for us?
Jen, can we have a list? Yep. All right. All right, put that in your official charter.
Thank you.
Well, Scout Alex, we promised you a very important evening. And this evening, in addition to this, the chartering for this chapter, we also have a very bittersweet item on our agenda, and that is recognition of our police chief, Jeff King, in his retirement and honor of his years of dedicated service to the city. And so we have a few people who have things they would like to say. And I'm going to first ask our Commissioner Bill Dwyer, who, as it turns out, hired Chief King to do the proclamation from the city. This will be followed by two of our state representatives with a proclamation from the state.
Thank you, Mayor. I have the Chief come up, Chief King, and also so this is really big for me because actually I hired the chief in 1995 as a cadet. He was 21 years old. Then in 1996, I actually promoted him from cadet to police officer when he turned 22. And we go way back. I remember that. Well, one of the things we do as far as law enforcement and public safety is that before you're hired or appointed, your last portion of the process is to meet with the chief. So when the chief came in the first time as a cadet at 21, first thing he said to me, and he was really prepared, he says, you know, I went to Las Cruces High School, the same high school you went to. I said, really? He said, oh yeah. So I knew he was going to be a winner right there. Really good. But seriously, and same thing when in 1996, when he was promoted to police officer, he reminded me that he went to Las Cruces High School. But I got to be honest with you, I could tell the chief was going to be a leader, and he told me during the first interview and the second that he was going to do something in the department. He wasn't just going to be sitting around, that you would see him advance, that I would see him advance. And that really came to Chief. You did a great job. You just impressed me so much during the years I was here as your chief. And I knew you were going to be a great officer. I never envisioned that I would be here as a city council person, and you would be here as the police chief, and I would be giving you a proclamation from the city council on your retirement. But that's the way things work out. I'm really proud of you. You did a great job. And let me just read your proclamation for you. It says, whereas Chief King has dedicated over 29 years of exemplary service to the Farmington Hills Police Department with unwavering commitment to the safety, well-being, and security of the community. And whereas during his distinguished career, Chief King has worked tirelessly to build a strong relationship with residents, foster a culture of professionalism, integrity, accountability, and help ensure the Farmington Hills Police Department is a pillar of trust and respect for the community. And whereas under Chief King's leadership, the Farmington Hills Police Department achieved numerous successes, including becoming one of the first police departments in the state to receive multiple reaccreditation through the Michigan Law Enforcement Accreditation Commission, and becoming the only department in the state in which all first responders are certified in mental health crisis response. And whereas Chief King has been a respected city department leader, colleague, and mentor to his fellow officers, encouraging their growth and development, while leading by example of strength, compassion, and fairness, and without prejudice, partiality, to create an environment where a diverse work group can grow and succeed. And whereas Chief King leaves behind a legacy of service and leadership in the city that will continue to inspire further generations of law enforcement professionals. And whereas as Chief King embarks on a new chapter, we express our deepest gratitude for his dedication and contributions to the safety of our community and the commitment to the excellence in law enforcement. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Teresa Rich, Mayor of the City of Farmington Hills, on behalf of the City Council, do hereby honor Chief Jeff King by his extraordinary service and express our heartfelt thanks and health wishes for his future endeavors. And Chief, I know you're going to another department like most of us do once we get our time in Bloomfield Hills, correct? I know you're going to do it. I know you're going to do an excellent job there as you've done here, and I know they're looking forward to having you as their chief there. And I've made that move a couple of times myself, and we know when it's time to move on. And I wish you the best. You're going to do a great job there, as you did in Farmington Hills for 29 years. So congratulations with that. And also on behalf of the Benevolent Association, I had Chief.
Well, first of all, Chief King, it's been a true honor to work with you in different capacities for the past 30 years. As the Vice President of the Farmington Hills Police and Fire Benevolent Association, along with Councilman Dwyer, who holds the President's position, we want to thank you for your 5 years of dedication to the Board of Directors, your leadership and your support. Greatly appreciated.
Don't go far, Chief. Next up, we have State Representatives Samantha Spetloff and Kelly Green, who would like to bring greetings from the state of Michigan.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for having us here today. This is a bittersweet proclamation for Chief King, someone who's gotten to know you so well over the past few probably decade now. It's been an absolute treat working with you. I know we talked about you're moving on to Bloomfield Hills. As someone who also represents Bloomfield, I was pretty sad to hear it wasn't the township, but very excited to see what you have to do. And so from the state of Michigan, we do have a special tribute for you, and I'll read it. Let it be known that it is with gratitude and admiration that we salute Police Chief Jeff King of Farmington Hills Police Department on this occasion of his retirement. As someone who has taken on some of society's most difficult tasks each day throughout his career, Jeff King has earned the respect of the entire city of Farmington Hills and all of Michigan. In his over 25 years of law enforcement, Jeff King has been a key contributor to the order and justice that distinguishes our county from most of the world. With the personal respect for the law and a strong personal sense of duty, this dedicated professional has faced dangers and risks most of us cannot imagine. Beginning his career as a police cadet in 1995, he has worked his way up to sergeant, lieutenant, commander, assistant chief, and ultimately became police chief of Farmington Hills. His hard work has never and has not gone unnoticed. Chief King has made his mark not only in Farmington Hills Police Department, but in the Farmington Hills community as a whole. He has made significant efforts to engage with the community, implementing programs such as Citizens Police Academy, Citizens Police Advisory Committee, Cop of the Day, Youth Career Days, Safety of Houses of Worship, and so much more. He has worked with both public and private schools to expand the school liaison program to all of the children in this community. And during his time as chief, King has increased his effectiveness and efficiency of the department by improving numerous programs and operations within the agency. This includes policy development and implementation, grant management, technological advancements, and training programs. Chief King spearheaded the department's program that led to all uniformed personnel being equipped with body-worn cameras. Chief King has also received many awards and accolades for his commitment to bettering his community. He has received 3 life-saving citations, 2 chief citations, 8 professional service awards, and in 2007 was selected as Police Officer of the Year. In special tribute, therefore, this document is signed and dedicated to salute Chief King as he retires following 25 years of outstanding service as a member of the Farmington Hills Police Department. We offer our best wishes to Chief King and his family and health and happiness.
And since we have our representatives with us, could we do a photo with everybody, please? And I know community, you're on a call, so just quickly.
I think I caught this in 5 minutes.
All right. Wait, center? Are we in? Nope. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So council, anything that you would like to add? I imagine each of us wants to say a word or to hear from them.
Chief King, first I wanted to congratulate you on your retirement and 30 years of service to Farmington Hills. And you have been an innovator. I know when we have a discussion, you first came to this chief about implementing the body-worn cameras. And you said you're going to get it done, and you got it done. We appreciate that. Secondly, being the only department that's have a staff trained on mental health, it's also a credit to you as well. Third point is that you also was instrumental in bringing the transparency dashboard to Farmington Hills, which basically lets our community know regarding arrests and citations in our community, which helps provide accountability. Appreciate that. So I want to wish you well in your retirement. I know we've had some passionate discussion about some issues, but I appreciate your listening ear and the training that you had always had a priority regarding training in your department, and that's evident regarding what we do in our city. So I want to thank you for your service, and we look forward to your retirement. And I know Littlefield Police Department is getting a person that listens as well as who has a high priority on training, and that will go well for your next job. So thank you for your service. Thank you.
Well, Chief, first off, congratulations on a great career here. I could probably go on for hours about your accomplishments, what a great job you've done here. There's just too many things to list. One of my favorites was the Citizens Police Academy. I thought that was great. I hope that continues, as well as the accreditation of the department and all the wonderful things you've done. You've been such a leader in this community. You've been everywhere. I couldn't show up anywhere at an event that you weren't there, and you were just that committed to this community, and that's why we have, I think, such a great relationship with from your department to all the different groups in the city because of your leadership. You really are leaving this place better than you found it, and which I thought was hard to do, we still found a way to do it because we've had great chiefs before you, and you just even took it further. So thank you for all your efforts. We're going to miss you. We're going to miss the camaraderie, the friendship, many discussions that you and I have had about all kinds of subjects that were always a lot of fun to have. And so I wish you all best wishes in your next job. Don't be a stranger. Come by and say hi. We would be happy to see you from time to time. So again, thank you for everything.
Sure. Ms. Thomas?
Well, congratulations. It's really tough for me to say that because honestly, I just don't want you to leave. But I know you put in your years, and there's a time for retirement, and it's not really a retirement. It's retirement from here, but I know you're moving on to another city, and they're very fortunate to get you. And I know there's a time that we have to continue on at other places for our own professional development and for our family. And obviously, you're doing what's best for you, and so I do appreciate that. And so I do wish you the best in your future career over at Bloomfield. It's hard though. It's really hard because I agree with everything that's been said about all of the technology, your professionalism, so I'm not going to reiterate that. I'll just touch on a couple things. Today it's really hard to be a police officer. There are not a lot of people going into the profession of law enforcement, so I know it's very difficult to recruit good people into this profession. And I want to credit you with doing a fine job with that, because that is one of the things you're known for. Is not only do people want to come work for Farmington Hills in law enforcement because they want to work for you and with you, but you have been a mentor to all the men and women in your department, and you focused on development and training them. And I think that is so important for the city of Farmington Hills, for all of the residents out there. They know that they have such a professional department, and that's all because of you and your leadership. The other thing I want to thank you for is the way you interact with the public. It's been mentioned before by Councilmember Bruce that you're at everything, and that's true. But it's also not just the fact you're at everything, it's how you approach it and how you work with the citizens and residents of Farmington Hills. You're open with them, you're transparent with them, you're willing to listen, and you have compassion when you speak with them, and you try to understand where they're coming from, and you're willing to work with them. At the same time, never ever compromising the safety of your officers. You're willing to work with them and listen and find other ways of doing things for the city and the residents, but also never compromising the safety of your officers and the safety of the public. And so thank you for everything you've done. I don't know, I could go on and on, but I know others want to speak as well, and I'll end it with this. I'm going to miss you so much, so definitely come back and visit.
Thank you.
Well, we are at this place. There's been a lot of things said about me tonight from fellow council members here, and the proclamation that talked about exemplary service, distinguished career, your achievements, mentorship to fellow officers, and the legacy that you're leaving the city. But for me, it's the friendship. We've had a lot of discussions, and I thought they were always worthwhile. You were always very respectful. In fact, you're the only person who ever whenever you saw me, you would say, Councilwoman Boulware, or Miss Boulware. And I would think, why is he calling me that? But it's part of your professionalism that you display every day. And your compassion and your understanding of the community. You're willing to listen, even if nothing can be done. It's all of those things that make you the person that you are, and the person that I have come to view as a good friend. So I wish you well, my friend, in whatever you may do in the future, and you know you'll always have a friend with me, a friendship with me.
Likewise.
I don't think my microphone's working, so I'm going to speak loud, but I'm going to keep it short. I'm just going to say that since I've got to know you before being on council, but especially while being on council, just your level of commitment to constitutional policing has just floored me and totally impressed me. Every single issue that we've spoken of, and I'm deeply impressed. And I've been a beneficiary of the Citizens Police Academy, as many people have, and just experienced the professionalism of the officers in Fountain Hills Police Department has been an honor for me. And I know it's down to your leadership, so thank you for that leadership. I wish you all the best in your next endeavor. And I know that you leave this department in a place where we are going to be looking for where we're going to go in the future, building on your success. And I'm confident we will continue to succeed. And I know in large part it's going to be because of your work. So thank you.
So Chief, last Monday we had your last here promotion ceremony and swearing in of new officers. And as I listened to your comments, it was just so impactful to hear that. I've heard the speech a few times at your promotions, and it's great. But this time I listened with a different ear because I knew it was the last time you do it here. So as I listened, I heard you talk about when someone joins the force, their whole family joins the force. And so I want to thank your family for its sacrifices that they've made to our city for nearly 3 decades. You talked about it being the 10th largest police department in the state of Michigan, and all of the things that our representatives talked about in the proclamation that Councilmember Dwyer read during our proclamation. I mean, just so many firsts happened under you. And doing it in a city of 84,000 people, second largest in the county, where we speak 67 languages, where we have so much diversity, and yet you work to bring us together and police without prejudice or partiality. I very much appreciated being able to participate in the Citizens Police Academy, as have, I believe, most if not all of us here at the dais. On behalf of my family, my husband appreciates having participated in the Citizens Police Advisory Board and has treasured the opportunity to work in that. And, you know, even just recently, we did one of the, a groundbreaking thing, where we have now hired our first extremely qualified crime data analyst, whose full job is working on our data. And I don't think there's another department, at least in the county, that does that and has that. And it was under your leadership and perseverance to help make that happen. The legacy you've left is great. You cast a very, very long shadow, sir, and we will miss you.
Likewise.
Now you may speak.
Well, thank you. There's a few matters I have to clear up before I get to my remarks. And one of them is I want to thank Representative Steckloff, who was instrumental in getting us the state grant that provided that first in Michigan mental health training. And even though she's not here, I have to give her that recognition and thanks, because without her, it wouldn't have got done. So then I have to move on to the issue of when I got hired in Farmington Hills by then Chief Dwyer. You know, there's a lot of things he left off about that when I was in his office. I tried to point out that I was honorable mention on the football team for the county, and he pointed out that, you know, I was second team, he was first team, so you know, I didn't live up to that. And so, so many things that I look to in my career today is because of that man right there and his leadership that he brought to this police department back in '84. And he really brought the level of professionalism that myself and my officers and all the command staff enjoy today, starting with him, and continue with Chief Nevis, and I'd like to think it can continue with me, and then it'll continue on in the culture we've developed. So, thank you, Chief. Councilman Dwyer, Chief Dwyer, in my memory. So, after becoming the Farmington Hills Police Chief 4 years and 11 months ago, I never thought we would be faced with the major challenges that we found in front of us. An ongoing profession-wide staffing and recruitment issue of crisis, a national police reform movement, and a global health pandemic all at once. Through it all, we were able to achieve numerous amazing accomplishments. Not only were we able to achieve full staffing, we expanded that thanks to many members on this council. We expanded our staffing levels at the sworn, dispatch, and civilian levels. We did it morally and legally. We diversified our staff by 64%, not reducing our standards, our qualifications, or our expectations. We reestablished a defined benefit pension and strengthened employee compensation benefits. We increased our education, experience, and succession capabilities at all levels. We reestablished a cadet program. We developed and implemented Michigan's first and only department-wide MCOLS recognized and awarded mental health training program. We made the department more efficient and more effective by reorganizing the entire department. That includes the 3 bureaus of sworn officers, our dispatch, and our records. We were able to upgrade equipment, improve and increase our training, strengthen our philosophies and practices regarding accountability, enforcement, and officer safety. And there is much more still to follow. With all of these great accomplishments, the greatest accomplishment was our never-ending commitment to our primary mission, that was delivering superior police service without prejudice or partiality. But we cannot forget the primary reason for that success, our people. And with that, I want to thank City Council, City leadership, the wonderful City Department directors, and most importantly, or I should say second importantly, the citizens of Farmington Hills, for your support and the opportunity to serve as your police chief. I want to specifically say thank you to the men and women of the Farmington Hills Police Department for their hard work, their professionalism, their dedication, and commitment to this profession and agency. I am so very proud of all the men and women of this agency and this department, and always will be. I'm proud of how much the command staff and officers have developed and increased their capabilities, which is a major point, a major part of why I'm not concerned one bit in leaving this agency in the capable hands of its executive command staff. This agency has done and will continue to do amazing work, and it will exceed the five years that we have had. That is why the Farmington Hills Police Department is the best police department on the face of this earth. It's our people, and their commitment to constant improvement. As somebody once said, always pursue perfection. If we miss our goal, we'll be better than everybody else. And that is what makes us different. That is what makes us so exceptional. And that's what makes us the Farmington Hills Police Department. I look forward to seeing the great accomplishments that this group of command officers and leaders will achieve in the coming years. I hope the city administration and council continue to believe in us and the men and women of the Farmington Hills Police Department that have sacrificed and served this community with professionalism and dedication for decades, and allow them to maintain that culture and service levels that our community expects and deserves. Exceptional police service without prejudice or partiality. It has been my honor to serve alongside these men and women, and my privilege to serve you as your chief. I want to thank you all. God bless you. God bless your families. Thank you.
I would just like to take a second as a years. Chief and I started as police cadets, working the front desk, cleaning out dog cages and dealing with prisoners. And I can tell you that we would debate back and forth on the desk if we ever thought we would be in this position. I think we would probably be surprised. I can say that Jeff truly is passionate about this job and this department. We both came from households where we didn't have law enforcement in our past. It was a cultural thing to us, something we learned. And we were blessed. We learned how to be a police department from excellent leaders. I say that about Chief Dwyer, like he started this. This is the remnants of your leadership of how we got here. We learned what it meant to see what good command officers were, how to be held accountable, how to do this job the right way, and we bought it hook, line, and sinker. I know Jeff did. And he believes in that and pushes that down. When we first started, we ended up getting an award early on in our career for being the safest city. We got the chief citation, probably the first award I'd ever received in the department, same with Jeff. And as a one-year officer, we know we didn't do anything to earn that. We came in at a really good time, the department was being recognized, and our department had an outstanding reputation. But what I can say is 29 years later, this is still a department people fight to get into. It is still the gold standard when it comes to the Oakland County Prosecutor's Office, of who does investigations and who do they rely on. Our citizens, we take their job recognition very seriously. We talk about this every time we hire somebody. We have what we have because men and women get up every day and go to work and pay their taxes so that we can provide police services to them. And we take that incredibly seriously. They should be able to leave their car unlocked at the end of in their driveway and not have it stolen. They should be able to take a walk on our streets without fear of being assaulted. And while we love doing all the community policing stuff, that's the other part of the job that he imposes so well that we pass on what this job is about. And he learned that here. We learned that from him. He passes that down. He is a fearless proponent of our department, what we do, and he needs to understand that. Thank you.
Selection of Mayor Pro Tem. Is there a nomination?
Mayor, I have a nomination for the council to consider. I nominate Councilmember William Dwyer to be the next Mayor Pro Tem.
And I support that nomination.
We have a motion and support.
I also want to move that all nominations must be closed.
Is there support?
Support.
Okay. All right. Well, do we first vote on the motion that all nominations are closed?
Yes.
Okay. This is a vote on the closure of nominations for the Mayor Pro Tem. This is a regular vote. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Hearing none, carries. And that then takes us to the vote for the Mayor Pro Tem. Mr. Dwyer has been nominated. Again, this is a regular vote. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Nope. All righty, congratulations, Mr. Dwyer. We look forward to your swearing in at our January meeting. Thank you.
All right.
All right. That then takes us to announcements or presentations from city boards, commissions, and public officials. Do we have any here this evening? Okay, no. So this is not public comment. This is not public comment, Stephen.
Oh, yeah.
Nope, nope, not yet. Not yet, nope. Thank you. Okay, Ms. Smith, did you want to say something on behalf of the school district? And we do look forward to our joint meeting on, I think it's the 27th of January.
So thank you, Mayor Rich, City Council, and congratulations. I want to say first, thank you to our chief. Chief King worked very hard with our Farmington Public Schools, with our SROs. We had a student, well first, Chief King came over and did back and tutoring on a Saturday, which many of you have all taken, have been involved in. But he came one Saturday with his officers. But he also reached out to FAPN and other people in the community to be transparent with the police department and sat down and had lunch with people to find out what it was that they wanted to know and what they needed to know from the police department. Well, Jeff, as I know him fondly of, came over to Farmington High School one day and we had a student that was afraid of the police. And this little boy stayed at his table and would not move. It's about the 2nd grade. But by the time Jeff had finished, the young man was pretty much in his lap wearing Jeff's badge. Jeff had to ask for it at the end. We had Kevin Clark and several other officers that actually tutored. They did better than I did because I don't tutor no kids. But at the end of the day, I thank him for his service and what he has done. I am looking so forward to our joint meeting. We have had these in the past, but I want to thank our city manager, our city council, and our mayor. And many of you have reached out and had conversations with our new superintendent, Kelly Kaufman. I know that she's had conversations with the majority of all of you. And I appreciate that. We are now building that relationship that we once had. Kelly is now, Dr. Kaufman is now the superintendent. We picked someone not because she was the interim and it was the better thing to do. We needed someone in there that would pretty much keep it consistent and work with our students and our staff. Our city managers and chief of police have had a great relationship with her as well. We have lost Mabel Fox to resignation, going on to bigger and better things. And so we are now looking for a replacement for her before, probably at our next meeting. But I want to thank you all. It was done by you, the school, recent school board president, and our current superintendent by extending the olive branch. And I thank you all, not only for your services, but for being a better part of Farmington Hills and working with us in the schools. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Smith. Okay, at this time, we ask any council members if they have correspondence they would like to share. Anyone? No? Okay. Then that takes us to the consent agenda. All items listed under the consent agenda will be considered routine, administrative, or non-controversial by the city council and will be enacted by one motion, except for item 15, which needs to be separate, please. And there will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member or citizen so requests, in which event the item may be removed from the consent agenda for consideration. They will be read by the Mayor Pro Tem, Mr. Grant.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Item 8, recommended approval of award of proposal for fire plan review for fire protection and life safety systems to Code Savvy Consultants, Fire Savvy Consultants, and Fire Safety Consultants Incorporated for a period of 2 years with renewal options. Item 9, recommended approval of the revised fee schedule and submittal requirements associated with fire plan review for fire protection and life safety system. Item 10, recommended approval of purchase of turnout gear for the fire department to Conway Shield, representing Lake Fire, in the amount of $224,000. Item 11, recommended approval of purchase of a replacement vehicle assigned to the Department of Public Services to Longham Ford in the amount of $58,801. Item 12, recommended approval of the 2025 City Council Annual Meeting Calendar. Item 13, recommended approval of establishing budget study session meeting dates of May 5th and May 6th, 2025. Item 14, recommended approval of request for appointment under section 10.01A of the city charter for birthday party leader. Item 15, recommended approval of city council regular session meeting minutes of November 25th, 2024.
Okay, thank you. Is there a, yes, Dr. Bush?
Mayor, I would move the approval of the consent agenda items 8 through 14.
Okay, there's a motion. Is there support? Support. Motion and support. This is a roll call vote.
Councilmembers Aldrin,
Yes.
Oliver, yes. Bridges,
Yes.
Bruce,
Yes.
Dwyer,
Yes.
Noel, yes, and Mayor Rich.
Yes. And is there a motion for item 15?
Move Mayor, approval consent agenda item number 15.
Is there support?
Support.
Thank you. There's motion and support. This is also a roll call vote.
Councilmembers Aldrin,
Yes.
Oliver, yes. Bridges,
Yes.
Bruce,
Yes.
Dwyer,
Yes.
Noel, yes, and Mayor Rich.
Abstain. This then takes us to council member comments and announcements. Any council members have anything they'd like to share? Dr. Bruce.
Yeah, I just want to bring up that we lost a long-term member of our community last week suddenly, Mr. Carl Christoph, who was a longtime friend and resident here and also a magistrate for many, many years here in the city, and a well-regarded individual for everything that he contributed to our community. So I wanted to send out our condolences to his family and friends on the loss, and he will be very much missed.
Thank you. And actually, he was on my list as well. So if we could have a moment of silence for the legacy of Carl Christoph and send some sort of support and love to his family. Thank you. And thanks for your time. Anyone else?
Yes, was that with the comments made by Councilman Bruce. I served with Carl Christoph on several boards and commissions in my many years served on the city council, involved in the schools, and Carl was always a worthy guy to debate with, as well as he was always there to participate and help the city along in his volunteer efforts. His most recent service with the Council on Aging Commission, where he was a very active member there back in the last meeting, and participatory, as well as giving his ideas regarding what the commission should be doing in regards to programming. So again, I know Carl for a long period of time. I've been on this council for 16 years. I know Carl probably for 20 years, and he's always been a guy that's volunteered his time with department skills. He's going to be sorely missed. Thank you.
Okay, anyone else? Okay, I have a few things. I attended the senior extravaganza on Friday, sponsored by Rose Development, which I believe is going to start bringing people in February. What a great time. Thank you to Mercy High School Mercyers for their performance. Just a wonderful, wonderful event. You know, a lot of these people, as I talk to them, don't really have people they're going to be spending the holidays with. And so having events like this in the community are really super important. And so a lovely job, and congrats to the folks that put that on. Speaking of Commission on Aging, we promised to have listening sessions at the Costic Center on what it is our seniors want in the community, what's important to them. We had those 2 listening sessions a week ago Monday, and they were very well attended. They were sponsored by our Commission on Aging and facilitated by the Commission on Aging, and Council looks forward to a report from that commission on what they learned. And we will continue to listen and talk to our seniors as we move forward with the SFC study for all of our recreational facilities. Wanted to also share that there is another Walk the Hawk with Council scheduled for next Tuesday, the 17th at noon. It's December, folks, so we're going to take it indoors. And we'll walk the hawk, 3rd floor, inside, and hope to see folks there. Come with whatever you want to talk about. And that's all I have. That takes us to the city manager update.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, good evening, City Council, good evening, Farmington Hills. Just wanted to remind our residents that this is the last week for yard waste pickup. If there have been some hiccups over the last couple of weeks, so if your yard waste has not been picked up, I would urge our residents to call our Public Works Department at 248-871-2850 and let our staff know that our waste hauler will be by to eventually pick up your yard waste that's been placed in the curb. On December 21st at 9 a.m., the Farmington Area Goodfellows will once again this year be delivering groceries and toys and care packages to needy families and seniors across Farmington and Farmington Hills. Again, and they're looking for volunteers. So if you're interested in participating in that event, the lineup starts around 8:45 or so, and the loading starts around 9 a.m. At Interchange Drive. The address there is 37849 Interchange Drive, and could certainly use the help in delivering those items to needy families in the cities of Farmington and Farmington Hills. And last but not least, since this is our last City Council meeting for 2024, I wanted to wish everybody a happy holiday season. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And that then takes us to unfinished business. We have 2 items under unfinished business. Item 5, consideration of approval of the enactment of ordinance C-9/2024 to amend the Farmington Hills Code of Ordinances, Chapter 34 zoning, in order to restate certain permitted and special approval uses, in particular regarding gas stations, car washes, and auto repair shops, to establish or clarify standards for approval or redevelopment of uses, and to address drive-through window standards and summary for publication. Good evening.
Good evening. Charmaine Kettler-Schmaltz, Director of Planning and Community Development. This is the second hearing for this text amendment. We had our public hearing at the last council meeting on November 25th, and that was concluding many meetings before the Planning Commission, a joint meeting with Council and Planning Commission, and a study session for Council. So if anyone has any questions or items, I can do what I can to answer the questions that you may have.
We've had many discussions on this. Any questions? How about a motion?
Okay, move the council approval of the enactment of ordinance C-9/2024 to amend the Farmington Hills Code of Ordinances, Chapter 34 zoning, in order to restate certain permitted and special approval uses, in particular regarding gas stations, car washes, and auto repair shops, to establish or clarify standards for approval or redevelopment of uses, and to address drive-through window standards and summary for publication. That's my motion.
Thank you. There's a motion. Is there support? Support by Mr. Aldred. This is a roll call vote.
Councilmembers Aldrin?
Yes.
Boulware? Yes. Bridges?
Yes.
Cruz?
Yes.
Dwyer?
Yes.
Noel?
Yes.
And Mayor Rich?
Yes. This then takes us to item 6, consideration of approval of the enactment of ordinance C-10/2024 to authorize the conveyance of city-owned property, parcel 22-23-34-408-009, to Claudio Rodrigo Aguilera Pizada, and summary for publication. Good evening.
Good evening, Christia Brockway, Director of Economic Development. I am here today for the second reading for the enactment of this ordinance. The first reading was brought to you at the November 25th meeting, and this is to authorize the conveyance of a city-owned property that is looking to be purchased by the city resident. So I am here if you have any further questions on that regard.
Thank you. Is there a motion? Seeing no questions, yes, Giselle.
Sure, I will make a motion to approve the enactment of ordinance C-10/2024 to authorize the conveyance of city-owned property parcel 22-23-34-408-009 to Claudio Rodrigo Aguilera Quezada, and summary for publication, CMR 12-24-123.
Okay, there's a motion and support by Mr. Dwyer. This is also a roll call vote.
Councilmembers Aldred,
Yes.
Holbert,
Yes.
Bridges.
Yes.
Bruce.
Yes.
Dwyer.
Yes.
Noel.
Yes.
And Mayor Rich.
Yes. Thank you. And this moves on to item 7, new business. Consideration of approval of First Amendment to the Agreement for Participation and Use of Space in the Hatchery Business being prepaid. Good evening.
All right, well, thank you again. So I'll begin with some history regarding the past use and participation agreement. On June 12th of 2023, the Farmington Hills City Council approved the attached incubator use and participation agreement between Comprehensive GI Solutions and the City of Farmington Hills for an initial 1-year term. Currently, the area used is 1,000 square feet of lab, along with the shared space on the 3rd floor of the Hawk. This space was agreed to be used for a fee of $1,950 per month, with an increase of $65 per month for any extended terms. So tonight we are here to have our first amendment to the agreement before you. The tenant has agreed to sign the amendment and use the space for another year. And the difference with this amendment is that it will reduce the period for terminating without cause from 180 days to 60 days. It will allow the city to adjust the size of the overall incubator area at its discretion to identify an applicable, I said to myself I would say this word correctly, applicability of industry accepted standard operating procedures for the lab, and to provide the city with flexibility to supply the users with resources and services throughout the space. So I am here recommending City Council to approve the First Amendment and have the City Manager authorization to execute the First Amendment to the agreement. And if you have questions, I am here to field them for you.
Yes, Mr. Dwyer.
One question is to clarify, reducing the term in terms of notice to 60 days, that on either side,
Correct.
cancellation of termination of the contract.
That's correct.
And is that something which the participant here is willing to
Yes.
sign to?
Yes, the participant has taken a look at the amendment to the agreement and he has agreed to sign.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Quick question. What percentage of the hatchery is occupied?
Very small percentage. So we have one lab out of, I believe it might be 8 that is used at the moment. So we have one person, and at the moment we're kind of in the space of taking a look at other realms of how we can use the space.
Do you anticipate additional clients coming in?
We're working on it. I think that in future conversations we'll be bringing them to council.
And who's the members of the hatchery board? Who are they?
We're actually, there's no part of the city as the hatchery board, so we'll, as the part of the conversations that we've had before in the past, maybe we can revisit them later.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yes, there is a provision with this new amendment too that says, can revise the former incubator manager provision in Exhibit F to remove the previously stated city intention to enter into an agreement with an independent contractor or corporation to provide an incubator manager and instead provide the city with flexibility in this regard. Could we elaborate on that change?
Maybe Steve, you can help me out with that one?
Sure, I'd be happy to if I may. Yes, as council is aware, when this was originally approved, the direction it was taking was to enter into an independent contractor arrangement. So it was stated in this, that was not finalized at the time. The original agreement was entered into with this participant. And since that time, the city appears to be heading in a different direction. And so that language is no longer accurate. The city, so it's an adjustment to clarify that term so it properly represents so that it does not state that the city intends to do that, but it states that the city could if it wants to. But so it leaves the door open but it no longer says that that's the direction the city will be heading. It's the changed circumstances regarding incubator management. As you know, Mrs. Brockway is the incubator manager, and she will be continuing in that capacity for the foreseeable future, as I understand it, until City Council makes its ultimate decision to go in the other direction, which is up to you.
Yeah, I understand, we have not made a decision yet.
That's
So
correct.
until council makes that decision, it will be with Mr. Brockway. Thank you.
Yes, please, motion.
I move to approve the First Amendment to the agreement for participation and use of space in the hatchery, which is indicated at the amount of
Thank you. We have a motion. Is there support?
Support.
We have a motion and support. This is a regular vote. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, same sign. Motion carries. There being no additions to the agenda, this then takes us to public comment. Public comment is limited to 3 minutes for any item of city business not on the agenda, and those who participate in public comment are required to fill out a blue slip. I am in receipt of 5 this evening, and the first one we're asking to speak is Dennis Haas, to be followed by Amy Crusades. Right. Okay, you'll be next.
Okay, thank you.
Good evening. Please state your name and the street you live on, but not the address, and it will be 3 minutes.
Dennis Thomas, Tina Drive. Thank you, or good evening, and thank you for this time. There was a potential situation with a great outcome that I had to talk about. And our other people here will also talk about it. I'm on the board of Green Hill Woods 2. We were called a few weeks ago based on an encampment that was started on the triangle of lawn and trees at Grand River and the Halstead Service Drive to M5. Little triangle there. A tent was put up, and then another tent was put up on another day, and then a few days later a large tent was put up, and then barbecues were put up. And we started wondering what was happening here. In light of the break-ins that were happening on 8 Mile that we all heard about and stuff, we are responsible for our Green Hill Woods 2. We have a representative here, the president of Green Hill Woods 1. Farmington Square is also in the vicinity. We are all about a quarter of a mile from this little strip of ground where it seemed like it was growing. It totals about 500 homes. We all get calls from our neighbors for questions because we're on the board. We all called the city, a couple of different departments. We called the police department. Actually met with a couple of officers on site on a couple of occasions. Everyone was very accommodating and understanding. I actually went to the fire department at one point also. The consensus of opinion that we got was that there is something that they could not do to help. As much as everybody tried, showed up, talked to us. Amy, our secretary, did a lot of investigating, and we're here today to try to propose something to you to help the police department and the fire department legally. Now, we don't know what we're talking about, but as we propose it to you, we're hoping that something can help in a situation like this. The situation was remedied perfectly, time's up, but Amy will talk about that, and the president of Green Hill Woods also. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Sorry. Good evening, Mayor and council members. I'm prepared to read the statement that I'll read from. I'm here along with other homeowners this evening to request that City Council pass a no public camping ordinance that mirrors the city of Farmington. Just over 2 weeks ago, tents were spotted at the southeast corner of Grand River and Halstead off of M5. Being concerned for the safety of the people in the tents as well as homeowner safety, calls were placed to the city and Farmington Hills Police by several homeowners. The presence of what appears to be an encampment generated concerns regarding the safety of the homeowners and businesses in the surrounding area, as well as the safety of those staying in the tents. Shortly thereafter, I spoke with officers working the command center, dispatchers, the officer parked nearby, Chief King, and last but not least, Sergeant Larry Hernandez, who was assigned to address the situation. All were very responsive and cordial. I was impressed by the genuine care and concern shown by them, and also thankful for the compassion, empathy, and respect shown to these individuals in the tents, as well as the homeowners that contacted them. I am so proud of our police department and would like to thank them for all their efforts and time, specifically Chief King and Sergeant Larry Hernandez, who both spoke with me at length. The communication and involvement with members of the community is reminiscent of the community policing from years past, and it was very positive. I researched to see how Farmington Hills could address the camping issue, and I came across an ordinance enacted in 2023 by Farmington, Michigan. It is our hope this evening that the City Council will enact the no public camping ordinance and help make the incredibly difficult and dangerous job of the men and women that protect us every day just a little bit easier. We propose that enacting this ordinance would allow our police officers to do their job quickly and efficiently. Since our neighboring community has this ordinance, we believe it would be prudent to enact it in our own community as well. And therefore, we respectfully request that Farmington Hills enact a similar ordinance, such as the one in Farmington. Thank you.
I'll be brief. Basically, I'm in Greenhill Woods, and I'm on the board. And also, I've had concern regarding this encampment that I was made aware of. I didn't see it at first until it was shown to me, and then I became more concerned because of the safety that it could possibly cause us and our children and our families. It also would be a devaluation of properties in Farmington Hills. It's a beautiful area. We pay very high taxes. And I basically am here to request for the City Council to please consider enacting an ordinance for no public camping to help the police department so that when they are called, they have something to back them up. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mayor, can we give you a copy of the ordinance from Farmington? Would it help?
If you could give that to the clerk, please, that would be great. Okay, next up, PG.
P.O. Box 155. I'm very sad that we're losing our police chief. But I heard him say something that is profound and prophetic in my mind. He said that he was mentored by former Chief Dwyer. And Chief Dwyer, now Councilman Dwyer, talked about how young he was when he hired him and all the years that he put in the work to get the accolades from doing his job to ultimately become the police chief. So when Dwyer retired, the city hired from within, and we got Chief Chuck Nevis. When Nevis retired, the city saved money for search, and they hired Chief King because we have the talent within the House. Now that Chief King is retiring, we the people want you to do the same thing. We have 2 deputy chiefs sitting right here in this auditorium. I'm sending a message to the people that will be making the decision. We have a great deputy chief that would make a great chief, and that's John Piggott. We have a deputy, we have a gentleman that works under him, Brian Moore. He would make a great deputy chief. I want to also highlight on something else that I hope our soon-to-be Chief Piggott said. He said that he started the academy with Jeff King, and they never would have thought that all these years later that they would be in a position to hold the titles that they hold within the police department. You have to have people that understand the community that they have been protecting and serving. I think these two gentlemen behind us would be great. So to all of the decision makers, and I'm going to go like this and go all the way down the line. Let's save some money. Let's promote from within and promote people that the department want to work for, that already have a great working relationship. And when you talk about family, do you always look to go outside and bring somebody in that doesn't understand the dynamics? This department has a standard of excellence. They take their oath to protect and serve seriously. And this is who I want to be my chief and my deputy chief, sitting right here behind me. Thank you.
Thank you. Stephen Ludwig.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, my name is Steve Waller, come from Ronnie Street, Fort 14 in Orchard Lake. Well, I mean, I visited the Hawk a few times. They don't have a walking track. When will you be building one? I mean, on the 3rd floor. Oh, hey, man, I missed the last board meeting. I missed the last Mark board meeting because I was too busy. I'm gonna find on YouTube. Yeah, I mean, Spark's gonna have a public hearing sometime next month. Oh yeah, we need more mass transit in this area. I mean, I know about the Spafka, our representative.
Thank you for your thoughts. Happy
You're
holidays,
welcome.
Stephen.
We have a few more for me.
Stephen, did you have other things you want to say? I'm sorry. Yeah, I thought he was done. I'm sorry. Were you done, Stephen, or were there more things you wanted to say?
I'm looking for this month's board meeting on my home computer. Maybe we'll have it next week, maybe we'll have it tomorrow or Wednesday. I mean, another about the staff cop, our representative in this area. But now about now.
So, anything else, Stephen? Because, you know, public comment, we don't,
Oh, yeah.
we don't engage, but we'll talk to you after the meeting, happily.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, well, I tend to know about this, I mean, such C-25 Farm to Hill City ordinance. Just agree, man.
Angie Smith?
Good evening again. As a long-term member of this community for 27 years, going into 28, I moved out here when Chief Dwyer was the chief and had a great working relationship because, as many of you know, I was PTA council, served on the PTA, children went through the district. We worked on helping pass a couple of villages and bonds with this chief here. Then I was under the leadership with Chuck Nevis and sat on the crime prevention with him and was appointed, and I still sit on CPAC under Jeff King. Yes, we have lost several great leaders since I've been here. I have not had any issues with any of the chiefs that have been here under our leadership. I do trust and believe, because it's a hard task. We lost a superintendent. He moved to another district. And so it's hard to decide what you want to do and what the community wants. So I leave it in the best interest of all of you to make the right choice to take care of the residents here in the Farmington Hills area. A search, we went through all of that as well. We did pick someone from inside. It is not my job to tell you how to do yours. But I do trust that all of you will make the right choice in the decision of who our next chief will be. We do have some great officers here in this district. That is what makes us Farmington's finest. Thank you.
Thank you. Ronald Goodall? Okay. Lynn Pulaski.
Hello, council members and mayor and all. My name is Lynn Pulaski. I live in Farmington Hills, resident on South Stockton. I was privileged to sit in on your study session tonight with the particular issue that I was concerned about, being collecting signatures on petitions in the city. I appreciated all of the input from all of the council members and that you were concerned. I was the field coordinator and team leader for Voters Not Politicians for the Farmington Hills area for both the petition that we collected signatures for to end gerrymandering in Michigan, and then we worked with Promote the Vote to collect signatures to expand voting rights for residents in Michigan. The problem that we had in the second time that we were collecting signatures is that we were turned away from the Hawk and the Caustic Center and Heritage Park and told that we couldn't collect any signatures there. And we were directed to a city ordinance that showed that everywhere in Farmington Hills, no signatures are allowed. So I'm hoping that you will have time to discuss this, that the only way we could collect signatures is if we were on a main street, like at the Hawk. We couldn't be outside of the facility at all. We could only be on 12 Mile next to the road, which is not really conducive to collecting signatures. At any rate, I'm not here on behalf of Voters Not Politicians. I'm here as a concerned citizen of Farmington Hills, and I would like all of the citizens of Farmington Hills to be able to participate in this democratic process. And I'm hoping that you will consider revising the city ordinance in this respect.
Thank you. Okay, now, Mr.
Thank you, everyone. Some of you know me as the president of Co-op, but I'm here more as a private citizen who participated in signature gathering. And before I go on with my comments, I want to thank you for the privilege of sitting and witnessing your study hour. It was really interesting, but to be honest about it, it was also a little bit disturbing. So, let me give you an insight into what signature collection is. People are not coming to you. You are going to people. You try to engage with them. So the dynamic is, if they are walking somewhere or in the way to somewhere in a destination, they won't stop for you. The only way you can engage with them is if they are relaxed. They sit and wait for a concert, if they are in line for a pizza, if they are waiting for somebody, then they have time to engage with you. And you have about 10 seconds to grab their attention and sympathy. Like, would you like to help us end gerrymandering in Michigan? Would you like to help us expand or create early voting in Michigan? It's a yes or no answer. And if it's a no, then I'm done. Unless I have a body language, and Mr. Maction brought up a very important point and incident, unless by body language, would I interest you in some literature? You can consider it later. And that one is a yes or two. And so within 20 seconds, we're done. And the experience Mr. Maction had is, I wouldn't say unusual, because I've been to many places, and I can tell you, Mr. Maction met a paid signature collector. He was solicited because he was given $20 per signature. So let me tell you my experience, because my time is running out. I could not collect a single signature in Farmington Hills. How does it reflect on the city? Bad. I could not do anything in Farmington Hills. I checked with Mrs. Schnecker, and she confirmed I'm not allowed on the premises, period. Not on the sidewalk of Hawk, only on the sidewalk of 12 Line. I expect those gentlemen to arrest me for disturbing the public peace if I stop somebody on 12 Line. These are my options. It's pretty sad. I want your policy to be clear that I'm allowed on the sidewalk of the Hawk, that I'm allowed on the sidewalk of the Caustic. I don't expect to barge to any ceremony or any gathering I'm not allowed.
Thank you, Mr. Dunn. There being no more blue cards, that concludes public comment for this evening and takes us to the city attorney report.
Yes, you have my report. I have nothing to add or change.
Thank you. Okay, and at this time, I'm looking for a motion to move into closed session, please.
I have a motion, Madam Mayor. Motion to enter into a closed session pursuant to subsection 8H of the Michigan Open Meetings Act for purposes of discussing and consulting with the city attorneys regarding two privileged attorney-client legal opinions and correspondence from the city attorneys. That's my motion.
We have a motion. Is there support? Support. Okay, this is a roll call vote.
Councilmembers Aldred?
Yes.
Boulware? Yes. Bridges?
Yes.
Bruce?
Yes.
Moyer?
Yes.
Noel? Yes. Merritt?
Yes. And so at this time, we're going to be moving into closed session. If there is something for us to take action on at the end of closed session, we will be returning. But for now, we clear the council chambers. And if we do not return to open session this evening, happy holidays, Farmington Hills. We look forward to seeing you in January. Be safe and be sure to look out for your folks who may not have anyone to share the holidays. Thank you, and we are now returning to open session. Is there a motion?
Yes, Madam Mayor. My motion is to proceed in the manner recommended by our city attorney in closed session.
Thank you. We have a motion. We have a motion and support. Is this a regular or roll call?
It's a regular.
It's a regular vote. So all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, same sign. Hearing none, motion carries. And with that, good night and Happy New Year, Farmington Hills.